Good day, humans. Good day, friends. Today is just another day. And if you live in the present moment, it will be very simple for you to don't even know what day it is. And it would not matter. Because you just know that you have to be here, or there, or whatever you are at the moment. The words that we are saying are always very, very important. Almost, I would say, crucial to our daily existence and daily being. So, watch your words. Today we'll practice, let's say, another way of hearing the words and their real meaning behind the words. A little speech of today is dedicated to Julian Assange and his very, very influential word that he put out now 10, 12 years since he started bringing WikiLeaks online, let's say, or in public, and they could not get rid of him. So very hopefully and very, very soon we'll hear from him in person. So thank you, Julian Assange. Today's title is about the words, or when words are not said. It goes like this. A tacit consent of silence. Do you still consent when you say nothing? Meaning, it looks like more like oxymoron, because dictionary definition of tacit means the consenting without saying a word. And when I put in a title, a tacit consent of silence, it is kind of double same meaning. So why we are like this as a humanity? Why we consent with whatever was presented to us with no questioning? We not even want to understand why these words are placed upon us, why certain actions are put in front of us, and if we don't obey them, we are in wrong. Why we so tacitly consent when are citizens? Why we tacitly consent when we put our baby, newborn baby, under the spell of the word from the government, registering it? Why we tacitly consent to a church and its own very dirty and obscure rules of owning your child as soon as it's baptized? So, consenting, it's the biggest trick in the book of the dark magicians of the law, or of the word. We have been completely duped. We have been, as a humanity I'm talking, we have been completely put in disadvantage that we have to consent because we live on this planet and on this, doesn't matter, continent, in America, in Europe, in Africa, it doesn't matter. We suddenly have to, end quote, consent. That we have to obey the rules. They are not fully natural. I mean, they are not natural at all. So why very little number of people are saying against these draconian laws and draconian rules by not saying a single word. You have them, a couple of, let's say, public figures now. Assange, Snowden, Manning. Trump is a new one. I mean, he was always a big mouth speaker, but now he's trying to really show you what does it mean respecting his word. And what media, this mainstream media, let's say rightist, the right positioning politicians or like dark cabal owners, they don't want to let go of this, your tacit consent and very demeanor behavior. So they give you a rule, they give you a law. My question to you, why you have to respect it? Because it's a law? It's a man-made law. So we can discuss about this for another 300 years, but we don't have to. If you realize that you are not the one who has to obey any man-made laws. Man-made laws are created by corporations. Corporations are created by the government. So who owns the government? It's supposed to be you, a human, a natural walking human. This is not a call on a revolution. This is absolutely a screaming call for all of you to say what you really are. If you are a frigging cyborg, say it. I'll be obeying every order that has been given to me. If you have a humanity seed within you, you will be brave enough to say, I had enough. Don't want to pay taxes anymore because I have no idea what they are for. And then when you learn that these are imposed on you since, let's say in America, since 240 years ago, these are the war taxes. And nobody want to disclose this to you openly because nobody is openly asking. And you cannot ask, okay, I'll pay you, but then you have to give me an answer. They will not. Just don't pay them. Claim your taxes back. Ask all your taxes back for all the time that you've been working. And all the deductions that were done on your paycheck, on your daily earnings, and they went in a different, let's call it directions or funds, but all went into paying a bankers their own little scheme of paying the debts of the fake printed money. They landed to the government. So it is not up to any single person to say to other what's supposed to be done. But I can only encourage you to start questioning. Start questioning every aspect of governmental, of mainstream media, of even the alternative media. Why somebody's blabbing about the war so constantly, why they are taking pictures with a gun in front and they're talking about what? We are all beautiful living like we are oppressed. And who you want to impress with a gun? So equip yourself with a courage to finally get out of this deceit that you are not allowed to question, that you're not allowed to say there's enough. Because as soon as you're questioning, they cannot give you any decent answer. And when you claim your sovereignty, you say, I am the one who representing myself. I don't need fucking lawyers. I don't need an advocate. I don't need the government officials to tell me where my funds will be spent or on what. So start with simple things. First, get rid of paying taxes. Claim all the amounts that you earn. Like if you earn $100 an hour, claim it all. Ask your employer to pay you everything, every single cent. And then you will, if you find necessary, or if you find inclined to do something, you will pay it in a certain charity, doesn't matter, Clinton Foundation, in Rockefeller Foundation, or whatever foundation you want to pay. But on your accord, not that it has been stolen by you because you didn't say a word. Don't tell me you're born in this environment. Of course, we're all born in this environment, but it's up to you to say, I had enough. And I don't want to pay anymore. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be America. It can be any single country. Solution for this kind of very, very silent approach is switch from this fiat dollars, euros, towards Bitcoin. Start using this fiat dollars and start buying a Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. You can buy millions of, Luna coins, Trump coins for one single Bitcoin. Or like a couple of $1,000s, you can buy enormous amounts. And it will be the most advantageous for you and most safe environment for your funds. You will see them really grow and it will be yours. It will be not controlled by any kind of society or banking organization or any kind of central bank of America, Europe, or whoever. It'll be yours. It'll be in your full control. But you have to start talking about this. You have to start sharing these informations with everybody you know. Don't pretend that you are stupid. You're absolutely well educated. You know how to write, you know how to read, you know how to use a phone, you know how to use a computer. So enough. This is more than enough for you to be truly heading out towards the freedom, like true sovereignty. Not the fake, deceptive ones where every couple of years they give you a right to vote and then they manipulate the votes whatever they want, and then you end up again being just a slave under a different color flag. They send you into wars, they employ you like a total slave. 9 to 5 you have to work. What if you don't want to work 9 to 5? What if you want to work 9 to 10 and the rest of the day you want to, doesn't matter. Put your brain out and just enjoy the nature. Still knowing that you have enough bitcoins on the side that will sustain your living. Stop questioning their integrity. They have none. I'm talking about bankers, government officials, politicians, police. They have no integrity over you. The question is what to do. You can sit quietly, day in, day out, until something, a bigger calamity comes in and you realize that you've absolutely been tricked. From beginning of the days here that you're walking in this physical body, let's say, of yours at the moment. So what really to do? How to get you out of this? Start talking about Bitcoin. Start talking about cryptocurrencies. Start talking about Trump's good decisions to bring the true values of judicial, governmental, police, army, and when he comes to the banking, just watch it, what's going to unfold. Okay? And stop whining because until this moment you didn't do anything. So now is your time to do something. He made another executive order today about removing all the regulations, like heavy regulations on the small businesses. In the other words, means that the taxes on these businesses will be slashed in, nothing. Because government doesn't need your taxes. The bankers need your taxes. So this is a first really deep slice into the banker's stomach. And they'll feel it. Small businesses just in America employs over 60 million people. Small businesses under 500 employees. So when these millions of people realize that their taxes are finally cut to absolutely decent percent, I would say maximum they should be allowed to take it. For me it's 0, but let's say to ease out all this transition, let's say 12%, maximum 12%. And then you don't pay taxes on the goods when you're buying them. And then you don't pay taxes when you're selling them. You only pay taxes on a brand new product, period. The one who's producing it. You want to buy it? You just have to have enough funds to, and you'll have it if you go through the Bitcoin, or through the cryptocurrency, or through the Trump coin. You Americans, we are Americans. Okay, so you have a Trump who has his own coin. I'm talking crypto coin, not a gold coin or silver coin. Gold and silver gone, it's really outdated. This is just the old system tried to be, putting a new clothes, and they were trying to keep a control through bringing back a gold standard. Every government has to have full integrity, not to buy or not to prove anybody else how much gold they have so they can produce that much of the currency. They can print as much as they want, but they can print without incurring any kind of debt or interest. And that's what's happening now. So what you're paying basically all these years since 1912, you're just incurring interest on the printing money to pay interest from the last year, to pay interest from last 2 years, and so on. That's why you have 17, 20 gazillion dollars in debt, which is absolutely fake. It's absolutely fake. And people who produce energy, people who produce funds by putting their time, their effort into creating something, they are not treated properly. They are not treated humanely because these bankers put an overlay of debt of every hour that you work. So, stop being whiny little quiet mouse and become a true sovereign human who give yourself a right to say basta, no more paying taxes. You don't agree with the gasoline taxes, don't drive, go walk. Don't pretend that you need a car, go by foot. There is always a solution. Cut your cable, cut your telephone services. You can do everything through internet. So these are just, very like basic things you can do, but it's up to you to do it, not to me to tell you what should be done. If you don't feel any of these crap, what I'm saying, it's triggering anything in you. So just forget it. Live, pay taxes, and die. This is where you're going. This is where you're heading. But if you stand strong, and if you say, I had enough, and I really want to support people like Assange, like Snowden, like Trump, and you start supporting every single person who's telling the truth, doesn't matter if he was in a war and he comes back and say, yes, I saw this, this, and this. You share this. You talk about the friends and say, look, this brave human who comes out and talk. What's happened in Iraq, what's happened in Libya or anywhere else. Nobody will save you but you. Nobody.